What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another brand new episode of The Savant Life, and on this one I am super excited to be talking about the newly launched TVS Akula, as I still like to call it, or if you want to go by the official nomenclature, the Apache R310S. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get the show started. So before we get into talking about the bike itself, let's have a quick little history lesson or a recap. The Apache RTR 310, or the Akula as I still like to call it, was first showcased to us at the Indian Auto Expo all the way in March of 2016. At that time, the design, the futuristic look of the bike and the potential performance just blew all of our minds away. Motorcycling enthusiasts all across the country were waiting with bated breath as to when TVS would actually launch this bike. Because oftentimes there is a huge difference between the concept and what actually gets rolled off the production floor. Now, TVS has made us wait for a really long time, and over the year and a half that has transpired ever since the Akula was first showcased, there have been a lot of changes that have taken place, both to the design of the bike, the performance specs, and of course the name as well. In all of the months that have gone by, there have been so many different spy shots that have been leaked onto the internet. So many different motovloggers have caught on to some mule test that was taking place somewhere near the Salem area or in Tamil Nadu, and people have tried to chase this bike down, but to no avail, because apparently the Akula, or the Apache 310, has a top speed of a mind-boggling 175 kilometers an hour. Is that actually true? Well, I still need to get my hands on a bike and ride it to be able to vouch for that, but for right now I'm just going to go by what the rumors are. However, as far as the launch itself is concerned, I think TVS made it well worth our wait in terms of the big grand launch. I think the bike deserves all of the hype that it has got so far. The design looks absolutely spectacular, and TVS needed to really have some ace up their sleeve, because this bike will be competing against the likes of the KTM RC390 and also the Yamaha R3. Both of those bikes have captured such a huge fan following, especially the RC390 amongst the 18 to 24 crowd. TVS really needed to do something special, and boy did they deliver. Although if you just compare the design to the original concept that was showcased at the Auto Expo, of course you're going to be a little disappointed, but it would be a little foolish to think that they would be able to bring out that kind of a design and that kind of a bike in a production street-ready vehicle. I still think the bike looks really nice, and considering that it is going to be priced very sensibly, this is definitely a winner for most people concerned. Now, as far as the performance of the Akula is concerned, and let me just tell you at this point that Akula in Russian literally means shark, and I think the design of the bike lives up to that to quite an extent. But as far as the performance is concerned, I think this bike is going to be less like the RC390 and it's going to be more like the Honda CBR 250, wherein it is good enough to satisfy some of your racing urges, but you can also take it out for those long highway rides without really breaking your back. Now, that is definitely not something that you can say about the KTM RC390. In terms of design, I still think the new Yamaha R3 that will be launched very soon, that is going to be BS4 compliant, takes the cake over the Akula, but also it is priced in a completely different bracket altogether. Over here with the Akula, what you're getting as far as the design is concerned, as far as the performance, and the whole killing two birds with one stone, and the TVS surety that you get with that brand name is definitely a great wholesome package. Do not forget that TVS enjoys a great loyal fan following over here, especially because of how long they've been in the two-wheeler market, the money that they've invested into the racing aspect of things, and also the fact that they have an absolute winner in the form of the Apache series, which is the reason why they really stuck to that name for this bike as well, instead of calling it the Akula, which is something that would really not have translated to too many people who are outside of that motorcycling bubble. Now, the pricing part is something that was always going to be interesting, and I personally believe that TVS has done a fair job of pricing this bike right. They needed something to compete with the likes of the KTM RC390, and I think they have a winner on their hands. So a lot of kids who are buying this bike with their parents' money are likely to go in with the Akula over the likes of an RC390 or even the Honda CBR 250 when it gets relaunched. Now, as far as the engine and the performance of the bike is concerned, this bike shares the same engine as the BMW G310R, and that is great news. It is capable of producing 34 bhp and 28 Newton meters of torque, but the top speed varies anywhere between some people claiming it to be around 145 and some people saying it can do as much as 170. What that top speed is really remains to be seen. I cannot wait to get my hands around the new Akula or the Apache 310 and really push it to the limits myself. Final delivery of the bike is supposed to commence sometime in January 2018, and if you wanted to get yourself a nice New Year's surprise, you can do much worse than the TVS Akula, or as they call it, the Apache 310 RR. Alright, so that is my quick and easy impressions of the TVS Akula 310. Yes, I'm still going to go ahead and call it by that name. If you found this video to be useful, then go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. What do you guys think about this bike, and what are your first impressions? Let me know in the comment section below. If this is your first time around at the Savant Life, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and while you're at it, click on the bell icon as well so that you can be notified when I put out more new videos. I will see you in the next one, but until then, thank you so much for watching. Take care, ride safe, be good, and as always, have fun.